Verdant has helped us innumerably. They have come to the table with technologies that we don't know exist. We don't know the questions to even ask. So when we have a challenge at one of our tasting rooms, which is a much smaller location than our full service locations, Verdant knows how to provide us with a different scaled type of solution that still helps us interact with our customers in the best possible way. It helps our team members be as efficient as possible. So that way they can just worry about serving the guests and providing a great experience, not monkeying around in the IT panel trying to get the lights to work.
So they hired us as their virtual CTO, but then also their technology managed service provider as well. Unfortunately, Sheila is just dealing with a mess with her current point of sale provider. They had a very aging infrastructure. Their network was very disparate and disjointed with different vendor solutions that didn't work well together. It was very fragile. You think about a pyramid, and the pyramid was upside down.
Our business unit is fairly complex. We have POS systems for multiple different locations. We went through a transition from one POS system to another, and that is a massive undertaking.
So with an assessment, we sat down and laid out critical, high, medium, low objectives and projects and budget. And the first thing was revamping their network to a complete Cisco Meraki solution with multi-layers of security, locking down and protecting them from ransomware, from network outages, from denial of service attacks. All things that we see day in, day out with every customer, just not them.
Verdant working in conjunction with our new POS provider was amazing. Prior to going through that, the whole reason why we had the transition was because our POS provider for the last couple of years, it was nothing short of disastrous. It
wasn't a system that could scale and be reliable for a big multi-chain restaurant, brew pub facility that has a myriad of different lines of businesses, including brewing and distributing and distilling. And so there's different aspects to and uniqueness to each line of business they have. That system just wasn't cutting.
And the amount of times that we had to have Verdant come in and not only double check and rectify maybe what could have been our internal networking issues, but they were our liaison with troubleshooting with that other POS provider.
Once we had a rock solid infrastructure, then we were able to take a look at, hey, look, how do we manage and lock down your mobile applications that even you're using for your point of sale solution today, so that we can do updates remotely, fast, we can make sure it's locked down, secure, and we can look at performance metrics to make sure that your members, your team members have the best experience. We identified the 3 top vendors that we wanted to choose. We brought them in, we did an assessment, formalized on the Heartland POS platform. As the IT managed service provider, we were able to endorse the solution, but then also deploy it and use mobile device management technologies to make that migration very seamless, piggyback on top of that infrastructure that we already fixed and addressed with them. So it was rock solid. It was a win-win for everyone. And it was a very seamless migration for them, which in turn, their ticket volume, being their managed service provider, I can see that it's drastically down. Where we had dozens and dozens of tickets a day, when it comes around the point of sale system, now there's hardly any tickets.
The Verdant team is very ingrained in my business unit, in the retail business unit. They sort of instinctively know what the first things to look at from a root cause solution is. For us, Verdant goes above and beyond all the time. It's every weekend during parties, so we do a lot of group events and wedding receptions and corporate events. Verdant has had people on site during 3 or 4 or 500 person buyouts, so that if we run into challenges, Verdant knows how to navigate it, so they have somebody on site just in case.
With that, I think, Sheila treating us like a partner, New Holland treating us like a partner. We treat them like a partner and show respect. And it just shows the power of being a team and working together.
It has been supremely helpful to have Verdant be so responsive to our ticket requests, our phone calls. Most of our things are quite urgent, the nature of our business. We know that somebody's going to get that communication, they're going to act on it very quickly. So having the trust in an MSP is extremely important. We never have to worry if they're going to answer a help ticket at 10 p.m. on a Friday night when we're slammed busy. We know we're going to get a response. With other MSPs, we have not had that experience.
For me, I just wonder, to be taken care of, to not have to worry about, is the application going to crash? Am I going to be able to take credit card transactions at the end of the night? Am I going to lose revenue? What's the customer experience? And when the POS system crashes and crash a lot, it would be a very negative customer experience. And that was stressful for Sheila. And being an IT provider and IT manager throughout my career, that's frustrating because it doesn't need to be that way. And we were able to right that ship and find the right vendor for it and build the right infrastructure so that doesn't happen going forward. And that's what means a lot to me. Now she can just focus on what matters most, which is constantly improving the member experience and generating additional revenues for New Holland, which is the end game.
I think we depend on our vendor partners to really join in with us. That's how New Holland works. You kind of gotta be all in with us. Verdant interacts with our POS provider, they interact with our AV provider, and so forth. So aside from the technical side of things, we at New Holland, I think as a company, are very particular about who we choose to view as our key business partners. Those are generally individuals and companies that share our values, that understand the way we communicate very much on a one-on-one basis.
Which is how it should be. Again, getting us back to that light switch. Technology is always on. Now Sheila can worry about managing her business, which is, how do I increase revenue? How can I get more people in our restaurants? How can I reduce costs with our vendors? Whatever that might be. Again, that's the ticket. She's not worried about technology anymore.
Verdant is different from other MSPs in the fact that their team members become our team members. They really become ingrained in our culture, in our world. We work very closely with them at odd times of day, odd times of night, in crisis situations.
And there was times that I was down with my team at, after hours and a late Friday night or Saturday night or early morning on a Sunday morning as we're updating iPads because their current provider pushed out an update and it crashed. And we had to manually try to figure out how to restore things and get them up and running. That doesn't happen anymore.
It's the people. It's the people at Verdant that they become our family.
We build a level of trust. And, I think, with that level of trust, it allows us to do bigger and better things with any client. It's the best thing you could ask for.
It's very personal for us. They're team members. We know they have our best interest at heart as humans, as people, as colleagues. They're not just another vendor to us.